Sonia had always been a woman of intelligence and grace, but her world crumbled when she discovered her husband's infidelity. Heartbroken and furious, she decided to take matters into her own hands before they parted ways forever. With a determination burning in her eyes, Sonia crafted a meticulously planned revenge that would leave her cheating husband stunned. She began by strategically gathering evidence of his betrayal, documenting every lie and rendezvous she uncovered. As the days turned into weeks, Sonia hatched a plan that would expose her husband's true nature to their friends and family. She invited everyone to a grand anniversary party, an event she had been planning for months. The night arrived, and the atmosphere was vibrant, concealing the storm that was about to break loose. During a speech, Sonia gracefully thanked her husband for their time together and recounted their journey. Then, with a smile that concealed her inner fire, she played a video. The screen projected the truth she had uncovered, revealing her husband's lies and affairs for all to see. The room fell silent, and her husband's face turned white as a sheet. Sonia's carefully curated revenge didn't stop there. The next day, she started a blog under a pseudonym, sharing her story and experiences as a woman who had been deceived. The blog quickly gained a following, providing a platform for others to share their own stories of betrayal. With her newfound purpose, Sonia dedicated herself to helping others heal from similar wounds. She organized support groups, wrote a book about resilience, and became an advocate for empowerment and self-love. Her actions not only turned the tables on her cheating husband but also ignited a movement of women reclaiming their strength after heartbreak. As time passed, Sonia's cheating husband watched from the sidelines as his reputation crumbled, while Sonia's influence grew stronger. The revenge she had initially sought evolved into a journey of self-discovery and triumph. Her story became an inspiration to many, reminding them that even in the darkest moments, there's always a chance for a glorious comeback. And so, as Sonia and her husband eventually went their separate ways, she walked away not only with her dignity intact but with a heart full of newfound purpose and a legacy that would endure for years to come. In the city of Crestville, Emma's life was turned upside down when her husband, Robert, disowned their children and threatened to take their cherished home in the midst of bitter divorce talks. Consumed by anger and hurt, Emma found herself spiraling into thoughts of revenge. Driven by desperation and a desire to protect her family, Emma meticulously plotted her revenge. She sought the help of a cunning hacker to gather evidence of Robert's hidden financial dealings, hoping to expose his lies and secure a better future for her children. With each passing day, her determination grew stronger, fueled by a mixture of rage and heartache. But as Emma delved deeper into her scheme, unexpected events began to unfold. She stumbled upon a series of letters hidden in the attic, revealing a long-lost secret that linked Robert to a tragic incident from his past. The letters painted a picture of a man haunted by guilt and regret, leading Emma to question whether her plan for revenge was truly justified. Haunted by the revelation, Emma found herself torn between her thirst for vengeance and her growing empathy for Robert's pain. The letters served as a reminder that everyone had a story, a past, and wounds that ran deep. Emma realized that seeking revenge might only perpetuate the cycle of hurt and bitterness that had taken hold of their lives. As the divorce proceedings heated up, Emma's inner turmoil reached its peak. She was faced with a choice: to follow through with her revenge and potentially devastate both her family and Robert, or to rise above the anger and find a way to heal their wounds. The weight of her decision hung heavy on her shoulders as the court date drew near. In a climactic twist, Emma chose a different path. Instead of pursuing revenge, she confronted Robert with the newfound knowledge of his past, giving him the opportunity to confront his own demons and seek redemption. The emotional confrontation that followed was raw and painful, but it was also a turning point for both of them. Emma's decision not only spared her family from further pain, but it also allowed Robert to confront his past and make amends. As the dust settled, they found a way to co-parent their children and rebuild their lives separately, yet connected by the shared journey of healing. In the quiet suburbs of Willowbrook, Julianne had it all: a loving husband, a charming home, and a peaceful life. But her refusal to allow her sick mother-in-law, Mrs. Eleanor, to move in became a dark shadow cast over her idyllic existence. As winter's grip tightened, a mysterious newcomer named Isabella arrived, offering Julianne a peculiar antique mirror. Isabella whispered that the mirror held the key to achieving what Julianne secretly desired. Skeptical yet intrigued, Julianne accepted the mirror and placed it in the attic. Odd occurrences began to unfold. Julianne's once blossoming garden withered, and eerie echoes reverberated through the house at night. As tension grew between Julianne and her husband, strange dreams plagued her sleep. Each night, she saw her reflection in the antique mirror, distorted and veiled in darkness. Julianne's curiosity overpowered her apprehension. She began to research the mirror's history, discovering tales of vengeful spirits and broken promises. Determined to uncover the truth, Julianne confronted Isabella, who revealed a chilling connection between Mrs. Eleanor and the mirror's curse. Mrs. Eleanor, once a young bride herself, had been abandoned by her husband and left to die alone. Haunted by guilt, Julianne sought a way to break the curse and make amends. She embarked on a quest to find Mrs. Eleanor's lost love, hoping to bring closure to the past and heal the wounds of betrayal. Along the way, Julianne confronted her own fears and regrets, realizing that her refusal had unknowingly perpetuated a cycle of suffering. As the seasons changed, Julianne's determination deepened. With the help of a wise old historian, she uncovered a long-forgotten letter that revealed Mrs. Eleanor's long-lost love had returned to the village, only to find her gone. Armed with this knowledge, Julianne set out to unite the lost lovers, hoping to finally break the mirror's curse. The climax of the story saw Julianne racing against time, as the curse's grip tightened around her. The lines between reality and the supernatural blurred as she ventured into the realm between worlds. With the mirror's power at its peak, Julianne confronted her inner demons and offered forgiveness to Mrs. Eleanor, releasing her from the mirror's grip. In the end, the curse was broken, and Julianne's mother-in-law, Mrs. Eleanor, found peace at last. Julianne learned that revenge only deepened wounds, while forgiveness had the power to heal even the most profound pain. As spring returned to Willowbrook, the house and garden flourished once again, symbolizing renewal and redemption. In the quiet town of Willowbrook, the lives of a father, John, and his son, Michael, took a tragic turn when they were wronged by a powerful and ruthless man named Victor Monroe. John, an honest and hardworking man, had built his small construction business from the ground up, while Michael was a promising law student with dreams of justice. The story begins with a fateful accident at one of John's construction sites, caused by Monroe's greedy cost-cutting measures. The accident resulted in several deaths and serious injuries. Heartbroken by the loss of innocent lives, John found himself facing legal battles, bankruptcy, and the guilt of not being able to prevent the tragedy. Meanwhile, Monroe's son, Daniel, was Michael's classmate at law school. Despite their differences, Michael and Daniel struck up a friendship. However, as Michael learned more about Monroe's corrupt practices and his role in the construction site disaster, he realized the dark truth behind the facade of power and wealth. After months of investigation and collecting evidence, Michael managed to expose Monroe's involvement in the accident. The court case that followed was intense, with Michael representing the victims' families against Monroe's team of high-priced lawyers. As the trial unfolded, John's grief transformed into a burning desire for justice. The trial revealed not only Monroe's direct involvement in the accident but also a web of corruption that extended to influential individuals in the legal and political circles. Michael's relentless pursuit of truth shook the foundations of the town's power structure, leading to shockwaves throughout the community. In a climactic courtroom showdown, Michael's impassioned closing statement highlighted the stark contrast between the grieving father, John, and the callousness of Victor Monroe. The evidence presented was overwhelming, and the jury found Monroe guilty on multiple charges, including manslaughter and corruption. The sentence was severe, reflecting the magnitude of his crimes. As Monroe was led away in handcuffs, he locked eyes with John, who had finally found a sense of closure. The bond between father and son had grown stronger through their shared mission for justice. With Monroe's downfall, the town of Willowbrook began to heal, and the families affected by the tragedy found solace in the fact that justice had been served. With Monroe's conviction, the town of Willowbrook started to rebuild its shattered trust in the system. John and Michael's determination to see justice served had not only avenged the victims of the construction site accident but had also exposed the rot within their community. People began to take a closer look at those in power, demanding transparency and accountability. John and Michael's relationship had transformed. Their shared journey had solidified their bond, turning them into a force to be reckoned with. John, once a broken man consumed by grief, found a renewed purpose in his advocacy for safety standards in the construction industry. His voice resonated with people who had lost loved ones due to negligence, and he became a beacon of hope for those seeking change. Michael's success in the courtroom didn't go unnoticed. His dedication to justice and his strategic brilliance led to offers from prestigious law firms. However, he chose a different path. Inspired by the impact he had made in Willowbrook, Michael decided to become a public prosecutor, dedicated to fighting against corruption and defending the innocent. Over the years, John and Michael continued their crusade for justice. They formed an unbreakable team, with John's industry knowledge and Michael's legal expertise making them a formidable force against any injustices that arose. Their story became an inspiration to many, a reminder that even in the face of adversity, the power of love and determination could bring about change. Monroe's empire crumbled, his name tarnished beyond repair. His downfall served as a cautionary tale, a warning to those who thought they were above the law. While the wounds of the past could never fully heal, the legacy of the father and son's pursuit of justice left a lasting impact on Willowbrook and beyond. John and Michael visiting the memorial erected in honor of the construction site accident victims. As they stood there, they reflected on their journey, the sacrifices they had made, and the lives they had touched. The town that had once been plagued by corruption was now a symbol of resilience and hope, thanks to their unwavering determination to right the wrongs of the past.